paint job's mostly done on the Camaro, but we've had a failure in the fuel pump, and so here we have a bunch of parts just kind of redo it. We have another AEM fuel pump, we have the fuel pump Hotwire kit and all the accessories I need. That way I can get the full 14 volts to the fuel pump, and with thicker wire so it can actually carry the current that this new pump requires. And first things first, let's confirm the fuel pump in here is in fact bad. So what I'm doing is just a resistance check just to see the resistance of the fuel pump. Got my positive negative hooked up on 99 and later Camaros. That's black for ground and the gray is for the positive to the fuel pump. Hooked up on my ohm setting here, and right now it's showing open. And actually what keeps happening is that it keeps switching from open to like 170 ohms, and when I test our brand new one here, it's at 0.6. so I guess a good reading is about 0.5 to 1.5, somewhere around there. So open right now, that's bad. That means it's not working at all. And then sometimes it flickers to 170 ohms, which is way too high. Well, I found the issue. I'm really glad I found it, because I was starting to doubt that it was a fuel starvation issue, because the tank actually had a little more than a quarter tank in there. So I don't think it was a starvation issue. I don't think it was a installation of the pump issue. It was clearly a wiring issue. So my connector here, I just didn't get a good enough crimp, I guess. And then plus this doesn't really look all that great. So as part of the wiring upgrade, we are replacing this whole harness right here anyways. So step one, we're going to replace the intake harness with this Racetronics harness that is made for Walbro pumps. It fits AEM because they're all kind of the same connector, at least this style pump. Anyways, I'm just taking a nail from like hanging pictures or something and depinning it like this. Make sure you match up your wiring. So the gray is the positive, so red's positive in this case, black's the negative. I already removed the black one as just a test one, because if I mess it up, doesn't matter, we're not reusing it. So yep, just little by little, easy enough. So next up, we're going to replace the bulkhead here. So we're upgrading it with a new bulkhead that has thicker pins on it, which is supposed to carry a lot more current, or be capable of carrying a lot more current. We don't want to actually, well, there it is, we don't actually want to pull all that current, but we want to be prepared if we need to. So that's good. Let's get this thrown in, and it comes with some grease to lube up the O-ring. And at this point, we have the original pump back in it, the original AEM pump, but the upgraded intake wiring harness, which was the important thing, and we fixed our bad connection, this one. So I also drilled a little hole here in the back. It's a 1/4 inch hole, and this should allow a little bit more fuel to enter the bucket, but it shouldn't be excessive enough to where it just immediately sloshes out. This is at the rear of the tank, so laying out the Hotwire kit as we're about to install it. And interesting enough, this is a 2000 Camaro. It's a V6, but from my understanding, the 2000 to 2002 V6s should have shared the same wiring as the V8 for the sending unit. However, this car, it's not the case. I replaced the bulkhead, which was supposed to be a newer style, GM style, and that meant I would have to adapt my existing harness into it. Well, my existing harness plugged right in, so there was no issues. So there was some conflicting info there, or my car's special, I don't know. But anyways, we have our adapter kit, or the Hotwire kit. So this is made for the LS1s for 1999 and up to 202, and this obviously is not going to work, which I knew, but I didn't realize that this wasn't going to work. So anyways, the way it works is there's this red wire here. This is going to go to a relay that gets power from the alternator, which you'll see later. But all we have to do is just work right here. We already have the trap door cut, so we have our, this is our female connector, and we need to go into a male connector, which would be this one, and then the female side goes into the male over here. So obviously they're the different harnesses, so we're gonna have to cut and splice and make it work. And we have the harness spliced in now, so we got, this was what came on it, the male side, and this is the female side. Now I bought a new connector, that way I could put the bigger gauge wire in here instead of the factory gauge wiring, so that was it. But we got this spliced in. I could have pinned it, but this was simple enough, and yeah, but we got it in. So it's as simple as just plugging this in. This kind of looks like a O2 sensor harness basically, and then that will plug into there. And all wrapped up, so let me show you what I've done. So the wiring is kind of looping around the fuel hose just to kind of cut out some slack. I did find a butt connector here, so maybe this did get swapped to this newer connector style, I don't know. Anyway, so it's gonna come out here. I'll have to tape the trap door back down. It's gonna go under the carpet into the spare tire area, and I self-tapered the relay to this edge here. I don't know if I'll keep it like that, or maybe I'll flip it like that, whatever makes the most sense, whatever allows the panel to fit. You saw the ground there, that's a good ground for us. And then the wire goes under all of our trim. And on the inside, it's gonna tuck under this trim, and underneath, below here, I got a grommet. We got it through the firewall there. Now to get it through the firewall, I did cut the wire, and then I re-crimped it back together with a butt connector. And so yeah, I cut it here, that way I have plenty of room to deal with it. Slid it through from the engine bay in, and down there you can see the wires coming out, where we're going to run underneath the PCM along with all this other wiring. We got our fuse holder here with the fuse in it, and it tucks along with the alternator wiring into the back of the alternator stud, just like that. At that point, everything is wrapped up. Let's throw the computer back in, the interior panels, and then we should be able to start it up. All buttoned up, and on the interior here, got the trim panel here. I removed the wire that was here for the subsystem, since that's no longer in use, and everything's all normal up here basically. So start it up, and now to test it out. Fuel pump's on, our fuel gauge is working. Yep. I also attached both tips again, so that's good. And since I had some time, I'm doing some more tuning on here. Just dialing in the flow rate, the IFR table, and so far, pretty good. All it has in it is IFR, and I basically went back to a stock MAF, and we're at 14.5, which in open loop, I think that's pretty decent. So I think our IFR is pretty dialed right now, which is great. But good news, while I've been doing this, fuel pump's been working the entire time, no issues at all. So I think it's safe to say that the Hotwire kit we did, the install went well, seems to be working. So thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.